it's a sad day, in my opinion, here in the state of Missouri.
Democrats and Republicans react to Governor Greitens' extramarital affair.
And we are tracking winter weather throughout Missouri. KOMU 8 News First at 5 starts now.
You are taking a live look over Highway 63 on this Thursday afternoon. It is 5 o'clock, and as you can see, we're looking at Highway 63. The traffic moving along fairly smoothly, probably a little slower than the speed limit of 70 miles an hour. The weather, that's what we've been talking about for the past 24 hours. We have updates here around mid-Missouri. And
we have team coverage tonight for you. KOMU 8's Chief Meteorologist Kenton Jawicki has the latest on the weather conditions, and weathercaster Matt Beckwith is live in Storm Patrol with the road conditions.
Plus, KOMU 8's Edward Redler is live with how Public Works is handling the weather, but we begin with Kenton. Kenton, what do you have for us?
All right, guys. Well, yeah, so we have this winter weather advisory. It's the full forecast as we head into the weekend. We have more snow chances there. That full forecast is coming up later. Stick around.
Road conditions right now between the main streets and the side streets, what we're seeing is a lot more wet roads on those side streets. On the main roads right now, we're on 63 Highway. Roads aren't quite as wet as we continue to see sleet across mid-Missouri. It's a very light sleet right now, and you know it's sleet because you can hear the ice pellets. You hear it hit the window. You hear it hit the ground. And we're going to continue to see that. And as Kenton mentioned, the main concern is for wet roads to freeze as we go through the overnight hours. Also continuing to watch those bridges and overpasses. But for the most part, if you are headed out right now and you are doing anything out right now, you can't avoid it. We are just going to continue to watch those side streets mainly and those bridges and those overpasses. That's where we're seeing a majority of those problems, or where we're expecting a majority of those problems throughout the overnight hours. We're going to continue to watch those temperatures as they fall throughout the overnight hours. That's how it looks right now. We'll keep you updated. I'm weathercaster Matt Beckwith in Storm Patrol 8.
Here's what's happening right now. Some roads in our viewing area covered and partly covered, and this is mainly in the northern part of our viewing area, but toward Columbia and Jefferson City. You're taking a look at the MoDOT map right now, and it appears that the roads in Columbia and Jefferson City again appear to be clear right now. KOMU 8's Edward Redler is out at Boone County Public Works, and what can you tell us about the road crews right now, Cam?
Thank you, Emily. I am live at the Boone County Public Works garage, where crews have been coming in and out retrieving salt to treat the roads. And right now there's light precipitation. I think I feel the temperature is getting colder as I stand out here. I just talked to a spokesperson with Boone County Public Works who says crews have been out longer than they would have hoped because of the sleet that Kenton mentioned earlier. County crews are going to swap out starting at about 6 o'clock, and they will keep working. The biggest concern right now is the freezing rain. Guys, back to you.
Columbia's bus service is shutting down at 6 o'clock because of the weather conditions. Paratransit service stopped at noon. City staff say they will continue to keep an eye on the streets. Columbia Public Works says street crews started treating designated snow routes about 12:30 this afternoon. That included bridges, curves, and intersections. All kinds of wildlife were involved in an early morning crash in Columbia on I-70 Drive Northwest. We learned a semi-truck rear-ended another vehicle and ran off the road trying to avoid a deer. Crews say the truck in the crash was hauling hundreds of baby pigs. A MoDOT animal response team was requested and removed the animals. No one was hurt.
We have breaking news this afternoon. We have learned within the last half hour that the St. Louis Circuit Attorney has launched an investigation to determine if Governor Eric Greitens committed crimes linked to an affair. And we've also had reaction pouring in from Jefferson City after Greitens admitted to that affair.
But Greitens is denying allegations he blackmailed the woman he cheated on his wife with to stay quiet. This comes after a report from St. Louis TV station KMOV last night that said Greitens had a sexual relationship with his former hairdresser in 2015. In the report, the woman's ex-husband alleged Greitens took pictures of her nude and threatened to post the images if she spoke about the affair. Today, the attorney for the woman's ex-husband says his client told him Greitens slapped his ex-wife during the affair. Greitens' attorney says any allegation of violence is completely false. KOMU8's Justin Kolar spent the day at the Capitol gathering lawmaker reaction.
He joins us here in the studio now with what Republicans and Democrats are saying.
I spent the morning on the Senate floor in Jefferson City, and tensions were high. The session itself only lasted for about 45 minutes before being adjourned early because of the weather. Senators are divided over the political implications of Governor Eric Greitens' admitted affair and alleged blackmail. The woman involved in the affair said Greitens took a nude photo of her and threatened to spread it if she ever told anyone. Lawmakers agreed the claims against Greitens are troubling. Where they differ is on how best to move forward. Republican Senator Doug Libla is leading the campaign, asking the Attorney General to take over the investigation. He says premature judgment on anyone's part is foolish.
We need to get to moving forward on the investigation and determine what the validity is of those allegations. You know, you need to have the evidence, you need to prove the evidence for someone's guilty. And I know lots of times we like to jump to conclusions, and I'm not on either side.
Across the aisle now, Democratic Senator Jamila Nasheed called for the governor's resignation on Twitter and said these allegations must be taken seriously.
Now, some of you say that those are only allegations, but I don't know any woman would just go to her husband and lie about having an affair with another man and how it happened.
Senator Caleb Rowden of Columbia released this statement. It says the allegations leveled against Governor Greitens are absolutely appalling. I urge the appropriate law enforcement officials to conduct a thorough investigation. I'm calling on Governor Greitens to be honest and forthcoming. If the allegations are proven to be true, he must seriously consider whether or not he has a mandate to lead. Now, no timetable has been set on the investigation moving forward, but every senator I spoke with today told me that they hope this situation resolves itself quickly so they can get back to work and start the year productively. In the studio, Justin Kolar, KOMU8 News.
Meanwhile, the lawyer for the man who says Greitens had an affair with his now ex-wife says the FBI has contacted him several times about the affair. The attorney says he does not know if the FBI is conducting a criminal investigation, but the attorney says the agency has spoken to him about the affair as well as those blackmail allegations.
Coming up, an early morning shooting in Columbia, the latest on the investigation.
And Moberly police need your help finding this person, why they are searching for him.
Welcome back to KOMU8 News. First at 5 here is a live look over the Columbia Regional Airport on our first alert weather. Ken, you can see another brief warm-up possible.
Kenton, you mentioned you started off with the shot of the airport. There are some issues there. A United flight that normally lands at 2 is scheduled to land at 6:59, so about
some delays.
Hours. Yeah. All right, thank you very much. New developments at the Columbia Waffle House homicide.
Up next, the restaurant gives its perspective on the shooting. Welcome back. Last night, we told you about the mother of Anthony Warren's children filing a lawsuit against Waffle House and the security guard who shot him. Tonight, we have new details on the wrongful death suit. We learned her name is Passion Hambright, and the wrongful death suit she filed cites negligent discharge of a firearm. Now, that suit against Waffle House and the security guard makes 3 claims: that shots were fired without being provoked or in self-defense, that the gun was fired in Warren's direction, that it was negligently shot directly at Warren, and that the gun went off without knowing where the gun was pointed. Waffle House released a statement saying, "Our sympathy goes out to the family and friends of those involved at this very difficult time. We are investigating the matter and are fully cooperating with the local authorities in their efforts to determine the facts of what occurred. Since this is currently a matter the police are investigating, we defer to them on releasing information about the incident. We will continue to work hard to ensure we provide a safe and enjoyable experience for all of our customers." KOMU8 reached out to Hambright's law firm, but they say they have no comment on the ongoing case.
Moberly police are searching for a man who burglarized a liquor store this morning. Police say he took several items from Express Liquor and Smokes on Morley Street. Anyone with information or who can identify the man is asked to call Moberly police at the number on your screen. Columbia police are looking for a suspect who shot a woman early this morning at an apartment complex near Clark Lane. It happened at Woodlake Apartments. Police say the woman is in stable condition with non-life-threatening wounds. Police have not identified who they're looking for.
After the break, why a meeting with a congresswoman's staff got tense today in Columbia.
Ahead for us tonight, in an emergency, why 911 can't always locate your cell phone. A serious flaw exposed. Also, the presidential misunderstanding over a critical intelligence matter that touched off a flurry of action in Washington today on Nightly News.
Voices were raised and tensions were high at a staff listening post for Congresswoman Vicky Hartzler today. Critics told staffers what they think Hartzler needs to work on. Concerns such as immigration, tax deductions, and military spending were voiced. They also disliked that Hartzler has yet to host a public town hall meeting herself in Columbia.
Be more vocal about opposition to what is unjust rhetoric and racist and hurtful rhetoric, and to censure the president as well.
Critics heavily outnumbered supporters at today's gathering.
School closings are nothing surprising at this time of the year, but one mid-Missouri school district has called off school tomorrow for a different reason. A widespread outbreak of influenza A has forced Boonville schools to close tomorrow. Kenton.
I'm going to have a new update for our winter weather here tonight. I'll remind you what to watch for overnight and for the morning commute. That's coming up right after the break.
At this hour, many mid-Missourians are making their way home from work.
Let's check in again with Matt Beckwith out in Storm Patrol. Hey, Matt.
As you're headed out this evening, what we're noticing is really a lot less traffic on those major roadways. We are just turning off of Chinaberry Road right now, and roadways are pretty wet at this moment. And the concern is, as we go through the overnight hours, is that the water on these roadways will freeze, creating slick spots and black ice. So if you are headed out this evening, watch those untreated surfaces. We're going to continue to keep you updated on the latest road conditions on KOMU 8 News at 6. For now, that's how it looks. We'll keep you updated. I'm weathercaster Matt Beckwith in Storm Patrol 8.
And now here's a look at what we're following for KOMU 8 News at 6. A major retailer just announced store closings across the U.S.
What it means here in mid-Missouri coming up at 6. Kenton.
Yeah, and Matt, as Matt just had out there, you could see the reflection on the roads and how wet that road is. That is really what we're watching for, is that that black ice potential. But it is nice that folks are off the roads, so road crews can get out there and treat the roads, because again, it's the wet, untreated roads that we're really going to be worrying about for the black ice. Even tomorrow morning, as you head out for the morning commute, you're going to want to watch out for patchy black ice, because it's not going to melt overnight if it's not treated. And then we're at 10 degrees at sunrise, feeling though like negatives, like -3 there, and then 24 tomorrow afternoon with mostly sunny skies. The sunshine could help to melt some of that ice. That's good news. And then we're in the 20s through the weekend, even look at next Tuesday, down into the teens, and even some snow on Sunday, 1/2 inch to 1 inch, it looks like at this point. We'll keep you updated on that next system.
And how much more sleet, freezing rain will we see tonight? Or are we done seeing that?
Yeah, so we do still have some sleet and some flurries out there at this point. Luckily, we're not going to see much more actual accumulation from this, but it could still make the roads a little wet, which is not what we want anymore. So again, the icing really not from any new precipitation necessarily, but it's just from wet roads that aren't treated freezing over.
Got it.
If you have to drive, slow down and leave some space from the car in front of you. That's our time for now. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you at 6.